Have you ever had those moments? The ones where you just stop and think, what's the point of it all? Why are we here? What does it even mean to live a meaningful life? And here's the one that's been rattling around in my head lately. Do we need pain, struggle, or suffering to find that meaning? Or can we skip the hardship and still live fully, deeply, beautifully? I've been going deep into this, like spending weeks reading everything I can get my hands on. Ancient philosophers, modern psychologists, stories of people who've faced unimaginable hardship and come out the other side. It's been a journey, and let me tell you, the stuff I've uncovered is mind-blowing. It's changed the way I think about everything, and I think it might just change the way you think too. So let's start with this question. What makes life worth living? Is it happiness? Is it success, love, purpose? Or maybe it's something we haven't even fully grasped yet. Some of the greatest thinkers who've ever lived, Socrates, Nietzsche, Camus, they were obsessed with this question too. They've been wrestling with it for centuries. And the wild thing is, their ideas, they're more relevant now than ever. In a world where we're constantly scrolling through other people's highlight reels on social media, where we're bombarded with messages about what success is supposed to look like, we're left wondering, am I living the right way? Am I missing the point entirely? So let me ask you, what does a meaningful life mean to you? I want you to sit with that question as we go through this. And honestly, I'd love for you to drop your thoughts in the comments after this, because your perspective, it matters. Your story matters. This is a conversation we all need to have. When Aristotle talked about a meaningful life over 2,000 years ago, he wasn't talking about fleeting happiness, the kind you get from a good meal or a funny TikTok. No, he introduced this idea called eudaimonia. Now, it's often translated as happiness, but that doesn't even come close to capturing it. Eudaimonia is about flourishing, living in alignment with your highest self, your deepest virtues. It's about cultivating traits like courage, justice, wisdom, and living them out, day in and day out. Aristotle wasn't saying life is about feeling good in the moment. He was saying it's about living well in the fullest, richest sense of the word. It's about becoming the best version of yourself, not just for you, but for the world around you. And then fast forward to the 20th century, and we get these existentialists, Sartre, Camus, who come in and say, hold up, life has no inherent meaning at all. I mean, these guys lived through 2 world wars, saw humanity at its absolute worst, and they looked around and said, yeah, the universe doesn't care about us. There's no grand design, no cosmic script. Sounds pretty bleak, right? But here's where it gets fascinating. Instead of falling into despair, they flipped the script. Camus, especially, he said, okay, so life has no meaning? Cool. That means we get to create it. We get to choose what matters. We get to write our own story. Think about that for a second. If there's no inherent meaning, then the pressure's off. You don't have to live by someone else's rules. You get to make your life meaningful through the choices you make, the way you show up, the way you love, create, fight, forgive. Camus used this powerful image of Sisyphus. You know, the guy condemned by the gods to push a boulder up a mountain forever, only to watch it roll back down again and again. It's like, seriously? That's the human condition? And yet, Camus says, we have to imagine Sisyphus happy. Not because of what he's accomplishing, but because of how he's choosing to engage with his fate. The pushing itself is the meaning. It's not about the summit, it's about the effort, the defiance, the choice to keep going. That's what makes it meaningful. And then there's Viktor Frankl. Man, his story is something else. He survived the Holocaust, lost almost everything, and still, he wrote Man's Search for Meaning, one of the most powerful books I've ever read. Frankl said that those who survived the concentration camps weren't necessarily the strongest or the smartest. They were the ones who could find meaning in their suffering. They found a reason to keep going, whether it was love, faith, a future goal. Frankl taught us that we can't always control what happens to us, but we can always control how we respond. And that's where meaning lives. In the choice, in the response. So whether it's Aristotle's path of virtue, Camus' rebellious spirit, or Frankl's resilient hope, the message is the same. Meaning isn't handed to you. It's built. It's created through your values, your actions, your commitment to live with intention. It's an active process. But now let's get real about the hard part. Do we need suffering to find meaning? That's the uncomfortable question, right? Nietzsche would say yes. He said, what does not kill us makes us stronger. And he meant it. He wasn't just talking about getting through tough times. He believed suffering was essential for growth, for becoming who we're meant to be. He called it amor fati, the love of fate. It's about embracing everything that happens to us, even the pain, as part of the journey of becoming. Without challenge, without struggle, Nietzsche argued, we stay shallow, we never become. And you know what? Buddhism echoes a similar truth. Life contains suffering. It's the first noble truth. But instead of fighting it, Buddhism teaches us to understand it, to lean into it, to see it as a path to wisdom and compassion. Through mindfulness, through letting go of the ego's grip, we can transform suffering into a deeper awareness, a more open heart. Even modern psychology backs this up. There's a whole field of research called post-traumatic growth. It shows that people who face adversity often come out the other side stronger, more appreciative of life, more connected to others, and more focused on what truly matters. Suffering can crack us open in ways that comfort never could. But here's the counterpoint we have to talk about. Can a life be meaningful without suffering? Absolutely. Think about it. What about the person who grows up in a loving family, finds meaningful work, builds strong relationships, and lives a joyful, creative life? Is their life somehow less meaningful because they didn't suffer deeply? I don't think so. Hedonists like Epicurus argued that pleasure and the absence of pain can be the highest good. And honestly, there's wisdom in that. Positive psychology backs it up too. Meaning can come from joy, from love, from creativity, from service. You don't have to suffer to live meaningfully. So maybe the truth is, life is both. It's the whole picture, joy and pain, struggle and ease, heartbreak and beauty. It's about learning from all of it, letting suffering teach you resilience and empathy, letting joy teach you gratitude and awe. A meaningful life embraces the fullness of human experience, not defined by suffering, but not running from it either. And here's the thing, meaning doesn't just happen to us. We have to choose it. We have to create it. So how do we do that? Right now, in our own lives. Start by asking yourself the big questions. What do I value? What kind of person do I want to be? What would I regret not doing or becoming? When do I feel most alive, most real, most me? Journal about it. Think about it. Don't just take society's script, write your own. And then, take action. It doesn't have to be huge. Start small. If you value creativity, make something. If you value connection, reach out to someone. If you value justice, speak up. It's the doing that builds meaning, not just the thinking. And please, don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait until you have it all figured out. Camus would tell us, start now. Live meaningfully in the mess, in the uncertainty. That's where life happens. If you're going through hard times, remember Frankl. You can't control everything, but you can control how you respond. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? How might my pain help others one day? But if you're in a good place, don't assume you're missing depth. Celebrate your joy. Share it. Use it to create beauty, to help others, to make the world a little brighter. Because at the end of the day, meaning is in the engagement. It's in showing up fully and authentically to whatever life throws your way. So here's my challenge for you. What's one specific thing you can do this week to make your life feel more meaningful? Maybe it's a conversation you've been putting off. Maybe it's creating something you've been dreaming about. Maybe it's reaching out to help someone. Whatever it is, do it. Take the step. Meaning is built through these choices. Small, honest, intentional actions that add up over time. And I just want you to remember, there's no single perfect answer to the question, what makes a life meaningful? And honestly, that's the beauty of it. The meaning isn't in finding the answer. It's in the asking. It's in the choosing, the trying, the showing up again and again, even when it's hard, even when it's unclear. So, what's your next step? What does meaningful living look like for you? Tell me in the comments. I want to hear your story, and if this conversation sparked something in you, share it with someone you care about. Let's keep this dialogue going. Hit that like button, subscribe, because trust me, this is just the beginning. We've got so much more to explore. Thanks for thinking deeply with me today. And remember, the unexamined life may not be worth living, but the examined life, the one where you choose meaning over apathy, engagement over detachment, and purpose over drifting, that's where the real magic happens. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep questioning, keep showing up, and keep creating a life that's meaningful to you.